Ladies and gentlemen, friends tuning in from across the globe, imagine for a moment waking up each day not as your own harshest critic, but as your most steadfast ally. Picture a life where the storms of doubt and external judgments no longer shake your core, because you've built an unbreachable fortress within yourself. Today, I want to dive deep into a timeless wisdom that has transformed emperors, thinkers, and everyday warriors like you and me. Stoic philosophy. Our topic: when you accept loving yourself first, everything changes. This isn't some fluffy self-help mantra. It's a battle-tested principle from the ancient Stoics, who knew that true power begins with self-acceptance. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who penned his meditations amid wars and plagues, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that's where we start, realizing that loving yourself isn't vanity. It's the foundation of resilience, joy, and profound change. Buckle up, because by the end of this speech, you'll see how embracing this Stoic truth can rewrite your entire story. Let's unpack what self-love means through the Stoic lens. The Stoics, think Epictetus, a former slave who rose to philosophical greatness, or Seneca, the advisor to Nero, didn't preach indulgence or narcissism. No, their version of self-love is about radical acceptance of who you are, flaws and all, while committing to virtuous growth. Epictetus taught that we must distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. Your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, those are yours. The opinions of others, random misfortunes, or even your past mistakes, let them go. Loving yourself first means forgiving your imperfections not as excuses, but as part of your human journey. It's like tending a garden. You don't hate the weeds. You acknowledge them and pull them out with patience. When you stop waging war against your own soul, everything shifts. Suddenly, you're not chasing validation from likes, promotions, or fleeting romances. You're free, and freedom, my friends, is the ultimate game changer. Think about your relationships. How many of us have poured our energy into toxic bonds, hoping to fill a void within? Stoicism flips the script. When you love yourself first, you set boundaries like a Stoic sage. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. But how can you attract those people if you're not improved yourself? Self-love acts as a magnet for genuine connections. I recall a story from my own life. Perhaps it'll resonate with you. A few years back, I was in a friendship that drained me dry. I bent over backward, ignoring my needs, all because I didn't believe I deserved better. Then, inspired by Stoic readings, I paused and asked, what would Marcus do? He'd remind himself that his worth isn't defined by others. So, I chose me. I walked away, not with anger, but with compassion, for them and myself. And guess what? Doors opened to relationships built on mutual respect. Everything changed. Conversations deepened, laughter flowed freer, and loneliness, it vanished like mist in the morning sun. If you're watching this and nodding along, know that this shift is waiting for you too. Now, let's turn to your inner world, your mental fortress. In an era bombarded by social media comparisons and relentless hustle culture, anxiety and self-doubt are epidemics. But Stoicism offers an antidote, Amor Fati, or love of fate. Nietzsche borrowed this from the Stoics, but it's pure Epictetus. Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Loving yourself first means embracing your story, scars included. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about saying, this is me, and I'm worthy of peace. Studies in positive psychology echo this self-compassion leads to lower stress and higher resilience. Imagine facing a setback, like losing a job. Without self-love, you spiral. I'm a failure. With it, you think like a Stoic. This is a chance to redirect my path. Everything changes. Fear becomes fuel. Doubt turns to determination. I've seen it in viewers who have messaged me after applying this. One woman shared how she quit berating herself for a failed marriage and started thriving solo. Her career soared, her health improved. That's the power we're talking about. Career and ambition. Oh, that's where self-love ignites fireworks. The Stoics were no strangers to high-stakes worlds. Marcus ruled an empire, after all. He journaled, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Translate that to your professional life. When you love yourself, you pursue goals from a place of authenticity, not desperation. No more people-pleasing promotions or soul-crushing jobs just to prove your worth. Instead, you align with your virtues: courage, wisdom, justice, temperance. Picture this. A young entrepreneur I know was grinding in a corporate gig, hating every minute, because he thought success meant climbing someone else's ladder. Then he dove into Stoicism and realized self-love meant honoring his true calling. He quit, started his own venture, and boom, everything changed. Revenue grew, but more importantly, fulfillment exploded. Risks, they feel less daunting when you're your own biggest cheerleader. If you're stuck in a rut, ask yourself, am I chasing this for external applause or inner harmony? Shift to the latter and watch your world transform. Health and well-being take a quantum leap too. Stoics emphasize the body as a vessel for the soul. Treat it with care, but don't obsess. Loving yourself first means listening to your needs without judgment. Epictetus, despite his lame leg from enslavement, focused on what he could control, his mindset. Today, that translates to ditching diets born of self-loathing and embracing nourishment from self-respect. Exercise becomes a celebration, not punishment. Sleep, a sacred ritual. I've experimented with this myself. After years of pushing my body to burnout, I adopted Stoic reflection, and each day reviewing what served me. Result: energy levels skyrocketed, creativity flowed. Everything changes. Ailments lessen, vitality surges. Science backs itself. Love correlates with better immune function and longevity. So, if you're scrolling late at night, beating yourself up, pause. Channel Seneca. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Reclaim your time through self-love, and health becomes your ally. But let's not sugarcoat it. Embracing self-love isn't always easy. The Stoics knew adversity was the forge of character. Marcus faced betrayals, plagues, and wars, yet he wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Doubts will creep in, old habits die hard." That's why practice is key. Start small. Daily affirmations rooted in Stoic truths. I am enough as I am. Meditate on your virtues. Journal like the emperors did. Surround yourself with reminders. Books, podcasts, this channel. When setbacks hit, remember, loving yourself means resilience, not perfection. A viewer once told me she struggled with body image until she applied Amor Fati, loving her form as fate's gift. Her confidence bloomed, attracting opportunities she never dreamed. Everything changed not overnight, but through consistent Stoic discipline. Now expand this to society. In a divided world, self-love fosters empathy. Stoics believed in cosmopolitanism. We're all citizens of the world. When you love yourself, you extend that grace outward, reducing judgments and conflicts. Imagine communities where people aren't tearing each other down but lifting up. Politics, activism, even casual interactions shift. Seneca said, "While we are postponing, life speeds by." Don't postpone self-love. It ripples out, changing collective energies. I've witnessed it in online forums. Folks sharing Stoic journeys, inspiring thousands. Your change becomes the world's. Let's weave in more Stoic wisdom with real-world examples. Take Ryan Holiday, modern Stoic author. He credits self-acceptance for navigating fame's pitfalls. Or Tim Ferriss, who uses Stoic practices to combat depression. These aren't anomalies, they're proofs. When you accept loving yourself first, priorities realign. Materialism fades, virtue shines. Epictetus. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Self-love quells endless craving, bringing contentment. Everything changes. Your bank account might not explode, but your satisfaction does. Delve deeper into emotional intelligence. Stoics mastered emotions, not by suppression, but understanding. Loving yourself means validating feelings without letting them rule. Anger, a signal to examine. Sadness, a teacher. This transforms conflicts. Instead of reactive outbursts, you respond with wisdom. In marriages, friendships, even parenting, it breeds harmony. A father shared how Stoic self-love helped him break cycles of harshness from his upbringing. His kids flourished, family bonds strengthened. Everything changed generationally. Creativity and innovation thrive too. Without self-doubt's chains, ideas flow. Stoics like Seneca wrote prolifically amid chaos. Loving yourself silences the inner critic, unleashing potential. Artists, writers, inventors. History's greats embodied this. If you're an aspiring creator watching, start here. Affirm your worth, then create boldly. Spirituality, if that's your path, deepens. Stoics saw the divine in reason and nature. Self-love aligns you with that logos, fostering awe and gratitude. Everything changes. Mundane becomes magical. As we near the end, reflect. What if today you committed to this Stoic shift? Loving yourself first isn't selfish. It's essential. It changes relationships from codependent to empowering, careers from drudgery to purpose, health from neglect to vitality, and society from division to unity. Marcus Aurelius. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Embrace it, and watch your world transform. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this resonated, hit like, subscribe, and share your Stoic stories in the comments. Remember, the change starts now, with you. Until next time, live boldly, love yourself fiercely, and let everything change.